So the constant back and forth and will they, won't they tension between the Minnesota Fighting Vikings and Dalvin Cook working on a long-term extension, it's very reminiscent of like early season, The Office, Jim and Pam. You know that they're going to end up together, except so many things come up. So there's a brand new Roy in this scenario. So Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals, for some reason they just signed him to a 4-year, $48 million deal, averaging $12 million per season. So I think that is another not great development for Dalvin Cook because, I mean, Mixon drafted in the same season, drafted the same year as Dalvin Cook behind him in the second round, 2017. He has had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's been relatively durable, has missed a couple of games, notably in his rookie year, but he has been a very solid running back as well as receiver, and it will be a great asset and weapon for Joe Burrow, which, again, is one of the great things about having a quarterback on a rookie contract is that you can spend up on some of these other positions, notably running back, which, you know, the market's very interesting. But Dalvin, again, respect, had a 1,135-yard rushing season last year, 13 touchdowns, as well as 519 yards receiving. But that was only over 14 games. Injury bug did creep up again, missed bulks of his first 2 seasons dealing with injuries. So it is, you do understand why the Vikings are a little bit hesitant to roll out the red carpet and throw a big time deal at Dalvin. You know why that long-term extension talks broke off recently on the onset of training camp, as well as it's just another brick in the wall of potentially a big roadblock between Dalvin and the Vikings coming together on a long-term deal. Because also, if you're Dalvin, don't take a penny less than you think that you're worth. And just because Derrick Henry settled for less, just because Joe Mixon settled for less, I mean, if you think that you're worth Christian McCaffrey money, we'll get to Kamara in a second, Christian McCaffrey type money, Zeke Elliott money, don't settle. And I said that from the beginning. Like, if the Vikings were offering, say, $8-9 million per year on a 3 to 4 year deal, and then Dalvin took that and then banged out a 2,200 yards from scrimmage season, that would be less than ideal. The gamble that Dalvin took did not pay off in that situation. But also, you factor in Derrick Henry, who had been franchise tagged. He saw the writing on the wall that the Titans could play the franchise tag game. Tag him this year, 20% raise. Tag him next year. And then those 2 tags wouldn't even be in the ballpark of the 4-year, $50 million deal, $12.5 million per that he got. And he was the rushing champ, as well as he was the one who dragged the Titans' ass to 2 playoff wins. So you can understand why the Vikings look at this and be like, hey, Derrick Henry took 12.5. Hey, Joe Mixon took 12. Dalvin, we understand that you want more. Yeah, right. So Dalvin, understandably, being a good teammate, he didn't want this distraction hanging over training camp, as well as if it did go on, like say the Vikings and Dalvin talks were ongoing, every single question of Zimmer, of Madison, of Kirk would be about Dalvin's contract. So I think Dalvin did a very noble thing here, took it off the table, and is betting on himself this season. Going to play out the final year of his rookie deal unless something big, earth-shaking happens. Probably not. Vikings don't necessarily have the cap, even with the pay cut of Riley Reif. So I think that the franchise tag option for Dalvin is real. And I think that with these recent spate of extensions, it will be in the $11-ish million range. So we'll see what happens here. We were told that the sticking points for Dalvin and the Vikings in contract negotiations were the number of years. Dalvin wanted 4, Vikings wanted 3, as well as guaranteed amount, as well as offset language if Dalvin didn't fulfill all this in the entire contract, and they still had guaranteed money that if he re-signed somewhere else, that they could offset some of that cash. It's sort of the issue that they're going on with Jacksonville right now, but that's a grievance with Fournette, but whatever. But they were in the ballpark of the $12 to $13 million a year range. So I think that Mixon signing now for a little bit less than was expected certainly complicates things. If the Saints give in to Alvin Kamara and his holdout, it is an actual holdout. I think that could essentially just give some ammunition to one side or the other, because say that the Saints, even though that they are open to trading him, they get Kamara a 4-year, $60 million deal. Now, Dalvin Cook is twice the running back that Alvin Kamara is. Basically, Kamara is a part-time role player, and then if he comes out and breaks the bank, it's $50 million per, getting Zeke and McCaffrey type money. All of a sudden, Dalvin could be like, what is going on? And also, I don't think that Kamara will settle for a deal like Joe Mixon did or like Derrick Henry did. So that could be good news for Dalvin, but it's just another chapter. So I think that talks will be off. Spielman generally hasn't discussed extensions during the season with players. That's not really his MO. So I think this will go into the offseason. I think Dalvin will be franchise tagged, and then maybe it could be a play out or replay of the saga of Derrick Henry and the Titans this offseason, where tagged understands the long-term ramifications. The Vikings could tag Dalvin this year and next year, although Yannick being on a one-year deal and waiving his no-tag clause certainly complicates things, but that's getting way ahead of ourselves. But I don't know, I'm still hopeful. I think Dalvin stays healthy this year. I think he has a phenomenal season in this outside zone scheme, and I think that he's a reliable receiving weapon and really shows that he is the best running back in the National Football League, the dynamic Dalvin Cook. But let it ride. Let's go, baby. All right, so your thoughts. Joe Mixon screws over Dalvin. Go figure. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.